So today we will study about how to deal with the file system or how to write a files and how to read files. Okay. Uh, so to read to save a file first, every mobile application has some amount of memory which is allocated for each mobile application. So the file that you want to create will be stored in that memory, and that will be private data. Meaning to say, only that application can store and only that application can access. Other application installed on the same mobile cannot access that one unless you store on a public memory. We will discuss this one maybe in the next class if we couldn't have time today. So today we will only talk about the private data which is stored on the mobile memory, and these files will be directly on the device internal storage. Okay, and as I told you, it will be only private to that application. Other applications cannot access. And another point, that once the state application is uninstalled, the file will be also deleted. As I told you that this file will be actually in the limited memory which is assigned to each application. So this is why when when the mobile app uninstall, the file that you have created, that will be also uninstalled. Okay, now if we want to create a file and write something there and save some information there, what you need actually four steps, and it is almost the same like we have. If you remember, if we have studied in a C++, that you need some data, string data, any type of data that you want to store. So what you want to store, meaning to say the information that you want to store, you need that information. So in a mobile app, where are you getting that data? You should have a clear point of view about that. And after that, file using the file output stream. So meaning to say, when we need to create a file output object to create the file, and then we will write the data in bytes. Meaning to say, in a file, the output stream writing in bytes. Okay, so the text that we have and the information that we have, we will write there. And once the writing process finishes, then we will close the file. Okay, so to show you this one, okay, let me show you this one first. Let's create a new project. Okay, empty project. Go next. And here I will give a name like a file data storage. File data storage. The rest of option you already know. Okay, so now in this case, I will close this one. Let's open the, so loading. So in this, the interface will be very simple. Let me delete this text view. What I want, I just want a text field that someone can type there some information, whatever you want to type. So a text field, it's constraint, and then after that a button which when we click that one, it will take the text which is in the text box and will save in a file. Okay, so let's change to code. This one, if I just type nothing here and type here a hint, okay, enter some information. Okay, so this one, let me change its name to a little bit easy to ID. So this one I will give a name txt info or information, whatever you want. So once I change this one, you will realize that the down, you see it gives, I mean, because it was using the previous ID. So I will just change this one to this. Okay, so this done, maybe this one we can change to field parent if you want. Okay, now the button, this one I will change to btn save. Okay, this one also, let's suppose field parent, and that this should be saved. Now and click event I will provide here. So save data or whatever you want to give. Okay, so save data. Now if I press alt enter, I will get the option that create the save data function in main activity. Yes, it is created here, so I think should be okay. Let's see the design. Yeah, enter some information and then click save. Okay, now let's open main activity. So here we will create the edit text, edit text reference. Uh, we can give any name, just let's suppose edit text, and here edit text equal to find view by id r dot id dot. If you remember, we have given the name r dot id dot btn no txt info. Okay, and this one. Now we need to define the save data function now. Okay, in this save data function we need to get the text first. If you remember, I told you that you need these four things. You need a text, okay, and after that open output stream file, and then call its write function, and once the writing is finished, then close it. Okay, so for this purpose, first of all, I need that whatever the user type in this text box, I need that one. So it will be a string. Okay, it will be a string. So you can say maybe string text equal to, and this string we will get from where? From the edit text that get text and then that to string. Okay, so we got the text, the first option we got. After that, we need output stream to create a file. Okay, so for that purpose, the class is file output stream create object of this file output stream, and at the beginning I am initializing with the null, and after that now we want to open a file or create a file. So how to do it? File output stream equal to open file output stream, open file output. So which file you want to create? So we will give a name here. You can give any name. For example, my data or my file. You can give any name. Or my file dot txt, and the second argument will be that this will be a private mode. Okay, so the mode will be private, because you see, as I told you, that this will be only accessed by this uh, file, by this app only. It is not a public information that every other application on the mobile can also access. Okay, so that's all. If you have realized, we have here a red line. It says, if you alt enter here, you see it says surround with a try catch, because it is a file system. Maybe the file is not available, or maybe the file could not create due to some any reason. Then the system should not crash. So there should be a proper try catch. Okay, so we got a try catch system here. Now again, inside here, as I told you, we need a text, we need an output file stream. So we got that one. Now we need to write the information whatever we want to write. Okay, so file output stream, the same object that we have created, dot write. Okay, dot write. Okay, but write in bytes. Note the point that this write in bytes. Okay, meaning to say the text that we have, we will change that text here now to byte. So what we have the text, you see, that text is here in this text. So we will just provide the text. Okay, but text dot, we will change this one to bytes. Dot get bytes. Okay, again we got a red line. The right is underlined, so meaning to say it's again, maybe there will be some problem if the system couldn't write the information, or maybe the information is not available. Okay, I'll make, so due to any reason the system should not crash, so it need again a try catch class. So add a catch. So you see this one, then if there is any issue, so the system will not crash after that. Okay, so once all this done, so you can create some message to show to the user that yes, the file has been done. So that one we can create a toast if you want. Yeah, so just to show something that the file is saved. Let's suppose here a file is saved. If you want to show that where is saved, then you can show the full path. But how? Like get file dir, this one, and we will change this one to string. Okay, then because the argument must be a string, and after that this will be the file path, and after that what file and where, so it will be slash file, which one, my file.txt. Okay, this one. Yeah, that's all. So once all these finish, okay, then we can add here a finally. Okay, once all these successfully done, then finally we should do what? We should close the file which has been open for writing purpose. File output stream dot close. Okay. So again we got a red line. So it means it also need some try catch. Okay. So yeah, should be okay. So let's check that is it working. I hope it should work. Okay, let's some information. Let's suppose just my name. Let's suppose like this. Save. We got the toast that you see it is saved there. If you want to see that where the file is really stored, you see here at the very bottom right, device file explorer. Okay, so if you click this one, you will get all these file system. So here in this file system, if you go to the data and then again go to data, then here you will find these are all the processes and application which is running in the emulator. So you try to look for the application that you have. So if you remember, we have given the name file, yeah, file data storage, I think, and the com dot my name. So let's look for com dot my name, com dot my name. Yeah, uh, this one. Yeah, this one. You see, com.myname.file storage. So if you open this one, then go to the file. You see, my file at txt is there. If you double click, you can see the information. What information has been there? So you see, my name is written there. So this is the way how to create a file. Now, if we want to read this file back and display the information, then we can do that one. So let's try that one. For that purpose, let me create another activity. So let's open this one, new activity, and empty activity. This one I will just give a name. Let's suppose a activity, second activity. Okay, done, finish. Okay, for the first activity here, I think we should give, yeah, we need a button to go to the second activity. So let me just bring a single one button. Sorry, it's constraint, connect to this, and let me quickly change its btn. I will change this one to btn next, and this one the text should be next. Yeah, should okay. This should also be field parent. Okay, that's all. Now, in the second one, the new activity that we have created, we should do like this, that like somehow the same setup, that a text box that whatever we read from the file will be displayed here, okay, and a simple button to read from or load data from a file. Okay, constraints. Okay, maybe a bit change this one also again. It should be txt file data. You can txt file data, txt information. You can anyone information. So whatever we have there, let's change this also to field parent. And this one, I think I should not display anything at the beginning. Maybe we can give a hint. The information will display here. Okay, next one, you see this one changed. So let's copy the ID and this ID. So no problem. This one should be btn load from file. And this one load data and anything you can give to display. Yeah, okay. On click listener, we should give load data. So now the Android Studio want to create this file now. So let's create here. Okay. Again, as I told you that for a writing application, we need four things: the text and file output stream, and then the writing process, and then closing the system. In a reading, this will be like a reverse. Okay, the data is already in the file, so we need file input stream to open the file. Okay, and then we will start reading from the file. Once the reading process finish, then we will display in the text data, and once the display finish, then we will close the file. Okay, so for the same purpose, again, we should create here the text box, the edit text. Okay, edit text. Okay, edit text. And here you already know edit text equal to find view by ID r dot id dot txt 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 information. I think this one is txt information. To double confirm, we can check again also here. So you see this one is txt information. Yes. Okay. Now here in the load data function, here first of all we need the file input stream object. So file input stream object, file input stream. At the beginning, I will initialize with the null. And why I define this one at the very beginning? Because later on when we want to close, then actually in a different block I want to access this object. This is why I created here and initialize with null. Now we have the object now. Now let's open the file that we want to read. So file input stream equal to open file input. Okay, open file input. So which file you want to open? Let's uh, see here. You see is this one. So it must be the same file that you have created. Okay, so this file I want to read. Okay, that's all. Again, if you remember, this is a file system, so it give us red underline. So let's press alt enter and surround by try catch. Okay, now the reading process is a bit lengthy, not that much lengthy, but a bit different from the writing, because in the writing process we just call one function and the writing process finished. But here we need a reading the file. So the reading file will start from the first character of the file, then reading next until reach to the end of the file. And when reach to the end of the file, that will be considered -1. So I just want to make sure that when I reach to the end of the file, then the reading process should stop. So to make sure that one, I will create one integer variable like read equal to -1. So just to show that if I reach to the end of the end of the file. Okay, now when we are reading from a file, so then it will be a string buffer. Okay, so we will create a string buffer object, a string buffer. You can give any name like buffer or string buffer. Okay, this equal to new string buffer. Okay, and now we will read the file that we have created. But you see, it's a repetitive process. First character, the next character, the next character, and so on. So it's a repetitive process. So we should use a loop. Okay, like while the read. Okay, so whatever we read, it will store in this variable. Read equal to the read will store the file input stream dot read. Okay, so the file input stream dot read is reading this this function is reading character by character. So whatever is read, it is stored here. Okay, now in the while loop we are making the condition like this, that unless this become equal to not equal to -1, you continue reading. Unless this process not equal to -1, continue reading. Okay, so in this continue, you see the read process again, we got the red underline. So I think we should do this one first. Add a cage, this one. Yeah, okay. Now, so whatever character is read, it is stored here. So now we want to convert this character and store all these individual character into the string buffer that we have created. Okay, so here I will store in this one in the buffer dot append. Okay, so buffer dot append what? The read. But you know this is in bytes, so we need to convert this to character. So how to convert this to character? Just type char and then the read variable. The read variable will be converted to character, and will after that each character will append to the buffer. So this will finally store all the character which is read from the file. And once this process finish, then we need to display whatever text has been read from the file. So we can display in the edit text that we have already created. So edit text dot set text is what is the buffer. Okay, is the buffer, and this buffer we will change back to string, because the edit text can display only a string. Okay, now when all this process finish, at the end here we need the finally class. The finally class in Java is when all these try catch finish and nothing happen, then finally we should do what? When everything is okay, no try catch happen, no error happen, then finally we should close the file input string because it uses resource. So close. Again, if you see here underline, this underline means that add another catch block. So hopefully everything should be okay. Oh, it is still running. Let's run again. Okay, if you want to retype again, otherwise we have already created the file. My name is there. If you just directly go to the next. Oh, I didn't code for this one. Sorry. Let's go and code for this one. Main activity, and here this next one. Oh, just unclick and let's suppose go to next. This function. Okay, so alt enter, click this, go here. So here if we want to change the activity, I hope you still remember what we need. We need intent equal to new intent. So what intent we need? The second, okay, the first one is this object, and second one, second activity dot class. Okay, second activity dot class, and after that start activity and pass the intent as a arrow. Okay, so let's try now. Click next. Yeah, now is okay. So here the information will be displayed if I click the load data function. Let's try. You see, my name was there and my name displayed here. If you want to check with different data, you can try. For example, here today was my midterm exam. Midterm oh, term exam. Okay, save this one. Go to next. I think I typed wrongly. Yeah, the today you see. Sorry for that. Yeah, but this is the way how to create a file and how to read a file. Let me quickly recap and summarize this whole thing. So the interface you already know. Let's just quickly come to this one. I just created the edit text variable here and the link here with the ID. Now to save data, we will access the information that whatever the student the user type here and the file output stream object, and then open the file output stream object and create the file. You will give the name here. The mode will be private, and then write the data to this file. So what should be write? The text, the data that we got from here, and it will be changed to byte because the writing and reading mode is in byte. Okay. Once this complete, we display a toast. Okay, and finally, when everything has been done, we close the process. This one just to go to the next activity. In the next activity, the same almost the same process. Edit text, view by ID, link with its ID. The reading process, we create input file stream. Okay, in the input file stream, when we open the file, this must be the same file that you have already created. Okay, and then we will read from this by byte by byte. Okay, so once we reach to the end of the file, that will be marked as a -1. Okay, so for this purpose I created one integer variable to store the -1, because I will compare this one with the reading process to indicate that I reached the end or not. Okay, a string buffer object, and then the reading function, the read from the file, and whatever byte you read, store in this read variable. Okay, and then append this character. Okay, first convert the byte to character and then append to the string buffer. And once all these processes, a reading process complete, then display the text and convert to string into the edit file, and finally close. I hope will be clear. If any confusion, you can ask.